So today we are going to talk about beating yourself up. Now, this is one that I will honestly tell you that I struggle from time to time beating myself up. I know we've talked about positive self-talk before, and I told you that's something I kind of struggle with internally on a regular basis. It's one of those things that, you know, your life kind of crafts your environment that you've been through growing up and different things throughout your life kind of crafts the way that you have a mindset. And there's two ways to view that. Number one, you can stay in that mindset forever and dwell on it and just be like, I'm here, this is where I'm gonna stay, everything's always gonna suck, blah, 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 blah. Or you can try to climb out of it. And so I am in the process of climbing out of it. Sometimes I climb to a nice peak on the side of that mountain and I'm good, and then sometimes I fall down a few hundred feet and have to climb back up. I think we all probably experience the same thing in that regard. So, are you beating yourself up during this pandemic? And if you are, the question is why? Guys, this is an unprecedented time, a once in a century, hopefully, once every 50 years maybe, thing that happens, and hopefully it doesn't happen too often. So your habits have fallen off, some of you, your training has fallen off some of you, just certain things in your life may have fallen off from what you're used to, or, you know, the plans you had for yourself have kind of taken a halt and you're kind of bummed about it and you're beating yourself up because you didn't accomplish certain things you want to accomplish. Stop, hit the brakes, it's not necessary. Yes, it's okay to be a little bit disappointed when things don't go the way that you planned or the way you hoped to, or you didn't quite get a goal knocked out in the time you wanted to, but beating yourself and pounding on yourself is only going to drive you further down into that hole. And the fastest way to get out of a hole is to stop digging. So put the shovel down, stop beating yourself up, climb out of the hole and start thinking of some positive things. Our sister program you'll hear me talk about from time to time, Clean Kitchen, just kicked off their next 12-week program. And that is a big change for a lot of people. It's a big lifestyle change, mindset change for a lot of people, and they're gonna mess up. I've been through Clean Kitchen. I messed up. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up when you're trying to make changes or when you're trying to improve. Mistakes and failure is part of the journey, but you cannot dwell there. You have to get out of that hole. You have to keep moving. You have to pick yourself up, drag yourself out, dust yourself off, and get back at it. That's the deal. The less time you spend in the muck and mire of negative thoughts and beating thoughts up, the more often your successes will happen. Don't stress about failing. I mean, when you fail, like who was it, Edison? Took 1,000 times before he invented a light bulb, and they said, how did it feel to fail 1,000 times? He goes, I didn't fail 1,000 times. Learned 1,000 times how not to make a light bulb. View your failures as teaching moments and ways to get better. And your failures are yours. Nobody owns your failures, they're yours. One of the things I think I've heard a guy talk about, one of the guys I listen to, Gary Vaynerchuk, talked about owning your own failures, and they're nobody else's, they're yours. And a lot of times the reason we are scared to fail is we're scared of what other people are going to think about us when we fail. Like it matters. Like their opinion does not matter. It's your life, it's your failures, it's your learning experiences, it's your change, it's your improvement, you're trying to get better. It's not theirs. So stop letting them have power over your failures or your missteps. They're yours, own them, move on, and get back to it. I would encourage you, I meant to grab this and I forgot to, since my phone's there, I can't Google it and read it. The Arena by President Roosevelt, look it up, Google it, read that. That should be like your life motto. It talks about the person in the arena being judged by people outside of the event. Well, that's not them, they're not in there fighting. You're in there fighting your fight. All right, they're your mistakes, they're your failures. You own them, you learn from them, and you move on. Don't let how you think other people might perceive your failures hold you back from achieving. So, stop beating you up. We're in unprecedented times. You guys are doing awesome, guys. If you're getting it in a couple times a week, or you're starting to add in back habits to your good habits, adding your water, adding some plants and proteins back into your diet, because you're kind of building momentum to come out of this funk, you're doing good. Stop beating yourself up. You're awesome. Just keep trying. If you keep trying, you will get there. It's when you stop trying, that's when it goes bad. So, work on the self-talk, myself included. Keep trying. Your failures are your own. There's nobody else's. Who cares what they think about your failures? They're your failures, and you're learning things you learned from. All right? Remember what Edison said. You learned how not to do something. You didn't fail. You learned what wasn't going to work, and now you have a way to tweak your plan and keep heading down the tracks to where you want to go. That's all I got for today, gang. You guys have an awesome, awesome Monday. Remember to stay the course, keep moving, keep sweating, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye, guys.